living art of God, crying freedom in the face of oblivion. Learn to live torn apart, genesis to extinction. Such a future forsaken, situated with the rejects, enslaved men misguided by the lies they represent.
Yo, welcome to another episode of Hip Hop Advocates. I'm John Figs.
De La Music right here.
Your boy Ruck.
Yo, we got the Phantom Assassin up in this bitch, man. Word up, our brother, man. Yo, manufactured insanity, insane in the membrane, motherfucker. Yo, our brother, we got Paranormal.
Peace, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, thank y'all brothers for having me on this platform, man. This is some man that I really see you guys taking to higher heights, man. So salute to y'all for having me here, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming.
No, thank y'all,
Pleasure
man.
having you.
Pleasure is
Thank
ours,
y'all, man. Thank y'all.
It's definitely ours, man. And talking about, you know what I'm saying, something for higher. That's what you said.
What's something for high?
Yo.
High elevation? Transition?
Yeah, no, we're going high to the sky, man. Rest in peace, Pun. He got a street and a plaza.
Yo.
That was big
Big
right
Pump
there,
Plaza.
man.
That was
man.
beautiful, bro. That really was, man. Like,
I mean, a little long overdue, right?
Very
20
long.
years.
Yeah, you could say very long
They've
overdue.
been trying since 2000?
No, I don't think.
Has
they've
it been
trying.
since 2000?
They've been trying that long. I don't.
Wow.
But there's-
2010, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
There's dudes.
2010.
I mean, there's dudes out there that and God bless all the all souls that passed away. But people that have passed away and they gotten that shit done in a matter of months. Like Fred the Godson, they did that shit quick on his shit. He just passed away. I mean,
yeah, rest in peace, Fred.
too soon.
Yeah,
Way too soon.
Yeah.
But
Well, they didn't wanna-
Big Pun,
They didn't
man.
want to do Biggie because of his lyrics and the way that he died.
But I think they did. They did.
Yeah, they did it.
He got it
makes
done.
sense because his gay lyrics might have just.
Oh, he's still
I knew. Anytime anybody will mention Biggie, this nigga will jump right back to that shit.
Just saying with
To
the,
that one
with
gay
the,
lyric. That one lyric.
The LBCTGA community,
LGB.
the alphabet community, they would have been upset.
Word.
They would have
Them
been
niggas.
upset,
nowadays, right?
But nowadays, so that's probably why they ain't. But yo, Pun, Fat Joe, he didn't make it, so he got a lot of backlash, man. I think he should have been there.
But, I mean, it's understandable. His explanation was understandable why he wasn't there. Because it could have been, the people that were there, obviously, they don't fuck, them two groups, they don't clash anymore. And he has his reasons. They got their reasons to talk they shit about him. And he got his reasons to why he wasn't there. And it was, and he did he did the right thing. Because like he said, when he does get there, next time he's in New York, he's best believe he's gonna go and take a flick, and show love. Because that, at the end of the day, his family, Big Pun's family, that's his family. Fat Joe was like a dude that he met, on the street.
Yeah, believed in
brought
him,
him
too,
on.
Man. He believed in Pun. Like
And that's the
discovered him.
thing. He ran into Pun and like he showed mad love. Like, and he till this day, like he still reps him no matter what, and they do it separately. But he still to the end of the day, it's about to Joe is about Pun.
Yeah.
All the other drama shit, that's personal shit, and that's to me the way they be flaunting that, talking about it on social media, like trying to bash him, is understandable. But there's always two sides of the story.
And there's two sides, and then there's the truth.
And then there's the truth, and who are we to fucking judge? That's between them.
That's way above our pay grade.
Yeah, that's between them.
One thing I wish that they resolved that shit and that Big Pun could start messing with Big Pun's
Fat Joe, Chris Rivers.
Son.
Oh, Chris Rivers.
They just gotta come together because
he said he tried to involve him in the Pun anniversary to come and do Pun's lyrics
at Radio City, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't. He denied. He declined.
I mean, and like I said, obviously, that's personal shit right there. That's real shit going on between. It's beyond the music, which the people need to understand. It's beyond the music between that whole little situation. But at the end of the day, Big Pun is a motherfucking legend. We probably mentioned that nigga every episode that we've been in.
I
At
think
least
y'all
one.
have. I think y'all have.
Might as well be
that
the
name.
Pun show.
His name has come up.
The Pun dedication.
I mean, that's just praise to him and how much we look up to him.
Absolutely, man. I mean, especially, and of course, you guys couldn't stress it enough. Like just what it meant for Latinos in general in the hip hop community.
Yeah.
This is a dude who who's like his style was fathered by the Cool G raps and the Kanes before him.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
of course, man, like that's a dude that the torch was just passed to him. There's always this thing like that I could imagine what Pun would have done if he was still alive. I could imagine what the fuck else he would have done, bro.
Yo, Paranormal,
Yes.
when was the first time you heard Pun?
The first time I heard Pun, I believe it was actually my crib. Shout outs to Maniac. I think Maniac was bumping him one day, and it just it blew my mind. Maniac at that time was like, "Yo, you haven't listened to this? You never listened to this?" And he was just always the guy putting me on. So that was like an elder just putting me on to things when I was just eager to learn who's this guy, why is this guy mentioned so much, why is this guy like hailed as a king of MCing. So shout outs to Maniac. He was the guy who possibly was the first to do that.
I mean, Pun is a big fucking inspiration, man, to just the hip hop genre, and not even Latinos, like, you know, all races. If you are MC, if you a real hip hop head, he's somebody that you should definitely study.
Yes, study's the word.
and
Study's
check
the word.
out, because his shit, his delivery, and his flow and his lyricism was just unfucking matched.
I don't
Unmatched.
think I'll ever be duplicated.
Like I said, I go back to that story, man. When that night, that I hit you up that night where my head was fucking blown, man. That shit was crazy, man. And that's the kind of effect Big Pun has on a real fucking hip hop fan.
Oh, absolutely, man.
That it gives you jitters, like your hair stands
To
up.
this day,
To this day,
you could still play those albums, and to this day, it's
Which-
like you're blown away.
It's a lost art, right? You can't.
Definitely.
I mean, I feel bad for the kids now coming up. They're not gonna feel that. Maybe they do in their own way. I mean, they take Molly or some shit. They off pills. But
Have an epiphany and shit. Have an epiphany
I mean,
moment
hey
with that
man,
shit,
we're
man.
not shitting on them. It's
No.
evident that they celebrate that. So, hey, whatever, man.
on a Xan and Oxy and shit. But I
Yeah.
mean,
I always felt like I wanted to see Big Pun record his verses because I know he had to punch in a few times, right? Because nobody has that breath control so ill.
Look at that shit I just did. Like that's a pun inspired flow. Like,
Bonus
you know, you
material.
got to punch in several times, and that's just part of the game. Everybody
sound
does
like
it.
more like Amigos though. Flow.
what? That flow?
Yeah,
Oh
like
damn, disrespect them.
Amigos is the gods right now.
They
right?
good. They dope. They dope. They got
Everybody got
bounce. They got bounce.
They're the ones that father this new generation. Everybody sound like the Migos. They created that.
Yeah.
You know?
You could say so.
Is it? I mean, where was the Migos influence from? And not shitting on them at all. Like
The
they're
flow,
just not my taste.
that bounce, that ride.
Yeah, but that kind of always had a place in like late '90s, 2000s hip hop.
Not on that stretch, because even the people from the South were trying to, you could say, not impress.
Oh, so okay, so
The rest, because the West Coast was already well respected at that time for rapping and lyricism and having their own style.
the G-Funk shit.
Yeah, and the East Coast, was already, that's like the Mecca.
yeah,
Everybody try to,
at
least
the G-Funk period was in the East Coast. What, the mafioso East Coast period, and also what, like the independent scene, when it was like a Tribe Called Quest, like Native Tongues, fucking Black Star,
Damn.
because they had an independent scene too.
That was
in
more
New
like the
York.
Afrocentric.
Yeah, you could say that, but then there was also like an indie movement too.
You're right. It
Yeah,
was
like
indie.
especially like guys like Def Jux, like
Yeah.
those guys are incredible to me. Like LP and Big Just.
Wow.
Those are definitely dudes that heavily influence what I do. Just because
Yeah.
it was so fucking different.
Run
To-
the jewels now.
yeah. To me, man, like LP's production, and I hope I'm not derailing the conversation at all.
you good,
It's
man.
hip-hop.
Yo, to me, LP's production is like the Pink Floyd of hip hop. That it just sounds like it comes from another planet.
Yeah.
I mean, to
Yeah.
me, like that's the way I hail it.
Yeah. One dude that you really that you fuck with, man, and he sound like he just came out another planet was West Side Gun, man.
West Side Gun's nostalgic, bro.
Yeah.
He is nostalgic. I think most fans should admit that you kind of know what you're getting from him all the time whenever a record, but that's nothing that should deduct like how amazing he is as an MC, because he just compels you.
But that's something that you want from an artist, is you wanna get the expected from them, which is some good dope shit.
Yeah.
It's always good to go left sometimes, but to always come back with what you're known for. And the West Side Gun, his shit, his sound. Like, I was listening to some of the new tracks today, and the sound sounds just like everything that I've heard in the past, which is dope.
Yeah.
That gritty, jazzy,
boom bap,
and melodic shit,
But to take it even further, I think especially for like hardcore hip hop fans, and especially I don't want to just limit it to New York, but it just because obviously these are Buffalo, New York dudes. Sometimes you kind of have to go back and break everything down and bring it back to the basics.
Well, let's take it right there. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back 10 years ago, bro.
Okay.
I remember sitting in front of your stoop, maybe even longer, and you talking about West Side Gun. And you talking
was I?
You was talking about it, and you was like telling me and Juan Carlos, like, yo, you gotta check this out. You gotta check out.
Oh, and you guys never heard of him before, or
Nah,
like
you
passing
put us on.
Oh, word! Oh,
You're the one
shit!
that put us
damn.
on.
Was I intoxicated that day? Yes.
We was sipping on something. So
That was rhetorical.
Of course you were.
Now that they blew up,
Yeah.
even bigger than they were before, I was always wondering, like, yo, how you got put on to them, because you've been talking about them, you've been trying to get me and Juan Carlos on, and you were bumping it hard.
Oh man, how I got put onto them?
Yeah,
Simply,
that's,
my man Verbal Lexapro, bro.
Oh,
Verbal Lexapro played me. The joint he had with Rock Marciano was off of Conway the Machine's album, Reject 2. Rex Ryan, I believe that was the joint. But Lexapro, being a Rock Marciano fan, like, he saw him, he's like, yo, what do you think of this? And he played it, and already sparked my interest. And Lexapro doesn't really listen to these guys like that, but he definitely planted a seed that I had to dig. And I dug more and more, and I'm like, oh my God, these dudes are incredible.
went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I have like bought 3 of his albums on time. On time, because them shit sell out, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, which is incredible, man. Yeah, I got the Hitler 7 autographed and everything, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing, bro.
You a big fan.
shit,
You like one of his biggest fans.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for Hitler 8.
Supporter.
I can't wait for Hitler 8, man.
Oh, he's gonna do it?
Yeah, it's been announced. I think it's gonna be called Hitler 8 or Sincerely Hitler.
Because he was supposed to just retire, right?
Yeah. He
After 7.
he announced retirement before 2021, and I think there was a video circulating. I think it was Busta Rhymes, and it shows him in the studio, and Busta Rhymes was telling him, like, you have so much more. Like, you have so much more. Yo, real talk. I saw this. I wouldn't know what to tell you, what to type to find it, but he actually like held his hands and said, you got so much more, King.
Wow.
Yeah, like the game still needs you. And I guess
Shout out to Busta.
yeah, man. But Busta's incredible, by the way, too,
we
man.
we just saw a video last Saturday, the new video with him, Fife, Dog, and
Oh,
Redman.
dopeness, yeah.
His whole verse, he's rapping with Un.
Ugh,
Yo,
you gonna bring
I don't
it
know
there?
if he
Who, Busta?
Yeah, I don't
Say
even
what?
bit off shit. But we got
No.
Nah.
I don't believe in coincidence, but that had to be a
That's
coincidence.
a
That
coincidence.
wasn't. Come on. Like my man Matt Credo said, great minds think alike. So from what you know,
it was a dope song, and Fife Dog was in it. Rest in peace, Fife Dog.
rest in peace, Fife.
He also got a street named after him too. Five Dog.
Yeah, in
Queens.
Yeah,
St. Albans.
St. Albans.
Bringing it back
Yeah.
to that.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think about his latest project? Talking about West Side Gun. What is it? Hitler Wears Hermes.
Oh, the Hitler 8.
coming out.
That's coming out. The last joint he did.
He got two new joints that he came out.
He
with.
released 2. He
The
released
2 tracks, I believe that's gonna be on there.
Yeah, that's from that. That's why he released them.
Yeah, that's gonna be on there. Just I guess those are, which is weird. He never really put out a video before.
Yeah, singles, right?
So singles he's done, but a video before it. Because there's times he drops albums or projects and there is no video at all. and it still works.
Well, it's a new popularity. Kid.
That's
you
incredible,
now
man.
that level, they reached a level where they got the finance to be able to do that, and that's what that kind of shit is about. It's about having the finance, and them dudes,
the capital.
They work their way up, to get to that point. So
the capital, especially, just to finance just the producers you get on there, the features, the artwork, because him being with art, that's a major thing for him. So like, salute to West Side Gun, because he's a guy that you could tell meticulously just pieces things together and who the right features are. Like, that's a guy. I believe he announced that his next move, he wants to be the president of Def Jam.
Really?
Yeah, you guys didn't hear that?
Nah, we ain't.
He said, "Yo,
he
said my
Exclusive.
next." Yeah, I think he said. Not. I think he did say this. He wants to be the president of Def Jam. That he wants to bring it back to his glory days.
Wow.
That was his statement, which is, I'm like, damn, I believe he could do it if he
a
could do
nigga
the
like
opportunity.
a label like that, just the way they sound, like Reserva, that'll bring back like a Loud Records type.
Wow.
Like type of lineup.
That Loud had a run too.
Yo,
Mark
Loud
B,
Records. I think Loud Records had the illest label.
It was hard.
Yeah, they had an incredible run.
I think as
man.
far as like from the artist standpoint, like and
Wu-Tang.
music quality, they had the illest shit. Loud Records better than Def Jam, better than any label.
Yeah, the lineup, it was just a lineup.
Just the lineup of
Yeah.
artists that they had was crazy, and niggas didn't even know really that till later on. Like that was Loud. Like
they had it on.
Nah, but they used to go on tours together and all that. So, yeah.
like Loud, man.
What do you think
shit.
about when you first started listening to West Side Gun and Griselda and all of them to where they are now? Has their music changed a bit? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse? What's your take on that?
Definitely not worse. I mean, they definitely evolved in aspects of different subject matters. Because even with Conway's last album, From a King to a God, which I highly recommend y'all check out if y'all haven't. It does. He did a few songs that is not even about like coke shit or jail shit. He had a joint called on Frontlines, confronting the horrendous thing that took place with George Floyd, and he tackled a song about that, like on the riots and everything. So like, of course, there's evolution there, absolutely, and especially with production choices that, From a King to a God, it does sound like they slightly could be radio viable, but he's not compromising his art at all.
Yeah.
So they stuck to their guns, if that answers your question, at least for me. They absolutely stuck to their guns. They didn't change for nobody.
Nice. And I'm assuming the production just got better because they fucking with big time guys now.
Yeah.
Alchemist,
yeah.
right?
Alchemist is incredible, man. Like, Alchemist is doing shit now that it doesn't even sound like him.
Yeah.
You know how like there's produced like Premier. If you hear Premier beat you haven't heard before, you could tell it's him, which is not a bad thing at all. It's like that's just his signature sound. I've been surprised as of late, like, oh shit, that's Alchemist. I've really been thrown off guard as of late, and that's a great thing too. So I mean, for Al to do that shit, hats off to him, man.
Damn. I think
And he got nominated for a Grammy, by the way, which is awesome. Yeah.
Shit, throw it out there.
Yeah, Alchemist for Freddie Gibbs, the
True.
Alfredo album.
True.
Yeah,
true.
so that's something that no one saw coming.
I was gonna say that the beat selection they have it reminds me of like Vendetta Doctrine, your first album. Oof.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Damn,
you know what
really?
I'm talking about that?
Oh nah.
I think you should.
Nah.
Why not?
I'm gonna be honest, man. The making of that album and during the making of the album, I got closer with y'all fellas, especially. You know, that's when the circles were brought in. I was just putting stuff together. It wasn't really no mapped out plan. I had an idea of a theme using like Punishment Park interludes and stuff like that. Shout outs to Maniac, by the way. He put me onto that movie, blew my fucking mind. But other than that, I was just putting stuff together. Yeah, but I understand. I have to look back at that because I wouldn't have had what I released afterwards.
Wow, which is your sophomore album, which is amazing.
Thank you, brother.
Not because
Thank you.
We're on it, but
I mean, should we get into it or what y'all think,
if,
man?
if y'all want to, man. That's
Nah, it's dope, man. I mean, you learn from everything you do from album to album. Like we did our first shit, the blood thicker than water.
I still have that CD.
That was kind of that was all put together. Like
That was all put together, and we
too?
did like we had that intro track. We was like, yo, we just started that intro track like us. Like yo, let's start at like us chilling somewhere, and it was a perfect intro track because it just kicked off exactly what we were trying to show. It just rhymes.
The last track is my favorite shit off that, by the way.
That's why we left it in the end because that's everybody's favorite track. A fire track, everyday fire. That's everybody's favorite.
That's the joint before the credits roll up and shit. Yeah.
Paranormal. You had an album where you dedicated it to somebody who lost their life.
Oh yeah, Kimberly Dawn Pacer, may she rest in peace. Her anniversary of her passing was just April 1st.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that album was dedicated to her. Yeah.
Who was she? Like, talk about her.
Nah, she was just a real close friend that I met at the New Eurekan. I would say like August of 2013. I used to go to the New Eurekan a lot. Like that was just the open mic nights. And I remember, that was crazy nights, bro.
We did a few times, yeah.
It's an ill spot, man. It was an ill spot. So I remember she performed, and to me, everything just zoned the fuck out. Like I'm like, I gotta work with this girl. So it happened to be that while she was passing me to leave, I had to stop her. I'm like, yo, is there any way I could hear your music? And she just passed me a card, which I still have to this day. Heard her music when I got home, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. I gotta work with this woman.
You gotta take a shower in the dark.
A shot in the dark. I gotta take a chance. God damn it, Figs.
Was it? I mean, did you get to work with her?
Yeah. She's
How was the shower?
Assholes, animals. Nah, she heard what I have for the project for Global Madness so far. I think I was like 3-4 songs in.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, so I shot it to her, and she just was like, yeah, I'm definitely down. Like, I got something for you in the making. Because she produced as well. Like, she was a trip-hop queen to me. Yeah, like
beats were trippy, man.
Yeah, her shit was incredible. And also for her to be influenced by RZA was an incredible thing,
That's
too.
dope, man.
Yeah, so... while we were still meeting up and having sessions, we became close friends. She played me the beginnings of what Strong became, the song Strong, featuring her and shit. Had to break down what my verses were. She looked over it. She said, yo, this version's better. This version's better. She actually acted like an executive producer.
Wow.
That's what you want, anybody.
Oh yeah. So unfortunately, she passed. I'm grateful for her family, the Payson family, who gave me the permission to finish what we did.
Wow.
And then afterwards, it was like I had to dedicate the album to her because she was the missing piece I was looking for, especially in the experimental phase of the making of the album. I was really. I was barely listening to hip hop making that album.
Yeah.
I was just, I had a reignition of going back to like what I loved of post-punk and punk and alternative rock and shit. And that was that was fueling the lyrics. And of course, Dark Days, but that was fueling the lyrics, man, to be honest.
That's dope, man.
That was, which album was that?
The Project for Global Madness. That was my second joint.
Sophomore.
Yeah, solo joint.
So let's bring it back to sophomore albums.
Okay.
I think it's time.
Think it's time?
Yeah,
Why not?
time for the top 5.
Wow.
Greatest of all time. Check it out, y'all. Giving y'all the best.
As we go a little something like this.
I gotta set it off with Supreme Clientele. Ghostface Killer.
Let me delete that.
To me, that's
So let me delete that.
Yo, to me, son, that's his magnum opus to this day. I do not skip a song off that album. Like, I don't think no one was touching Ghost in that time period.
Yeah, there was some hard shit on there.
Shit, man.
That was what? That was like 2000, 2001.
99?
99 or 2000, man.
Was it 2000?
Yeah.
It may have been 2000.
I think it was 2000. When that
I
shit
should have
came
wrote the
out.
date on that. I'm sorry.
I
bro.
know. Yeah.
You got Google, man.
Nah, don't worry about it. But nah, that album is fire, man.
Yeah, I saw a recent cover of that album, and they said that a majority of it, Ghost wrote like when he was in Africa with no music, like in a hut, just writing to no music. I didn't know that till recently. Like he wrote, I think about 7-8 songs worth of just to no music.
You remember when?
Right?
Y'all remember when Nas went to Africa when he was in Belly? Is that what he was doing?
That was,
I mean, that was.
They show that. Did they show that? Was at the end of the movie.
Nah,
he never went. He never made
talking
it.
about it.
He never made it right to Africa.
No, I think they originally wanted to shoot that scene, but I don't know what happened with scheduling conflict, so they had to end it in Times Square with the New Year's and everything like that.
Ghostface and Raekwon, they did Only Built for Cuban Links. They wrote all that shit in Mexico somewhere. Like it was just them two in Mexico. They just looking at the beach and shit. Just
wow,
ski the fuck up.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Or mad geeked up and shit. Just
all right, my brother. So we on to number 2.
All right. Another one I'm pretty sure is on all y'all lists. It Was Written.
Oh yeah, of
course.
It Was Written, man. And an interesting thing. I don't know if y'all know. I heard originally it was supposed to be entirely produced by Marley Marl. Oh. That was the original intent of that album.
You dropped a little nugget right
I
there.
mean, hey, and
you know what's crazy about that album? That it followed up Illmatic, and Illmatic is hands down
one of the greatest albums of all time. Of all time.
On all genres of music.
All genres.
And it was written. I mean, if you're gonna compare it to Illmatic, you can't. But that to follow up with that, Nas did. I think that album he did an ill job.
I heard. I'm sure y'all heard people say that they like It Was Written better than Illmatic.
A lot of people.
I'm not even mad at that.
Yeah?
I heard that.
I'm not even mad at that.
And then I say, Nas is coming, and then they're like, oh,
yeah, you guys don't
intro.
like
Yeah, nah.
That intro, that's probably like the one knock off that album.
I like the song.
Is that intro?
The verse is good, the lyrics are good, but the as a whole,
yeah, that song.
it was like forced. It felt forced.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Nas is coming.
I don't know. I like it, man. I don't know. I'm a weirdo anyway.
I think it was Hate Me Now before Hate Me Now. Yeah. Like it was trying to make that
the prelude.
They were trying to make that in '96.
They was like, they can't do what we do. They can't do what they do.
Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy, man.
Well, you got what's next? What's next?
Third one.
I gotta go with Wu-Tang Forever, the double CD.
You know what? I ran by that shit last week, literally.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, there's mad joints on this shit.
Absolutely.
I forgot how many I haven't, and that's a double disc album.
Dude, I think
that shit had like 28 tracks.
I think it sold. Look up the facts if I'm wrong. I think it sold 600,000 his first week, and forget units. I'm just talking about like the merit value of the music of that album. Like forget that. But they did it without video promotion, without an interview.
You know, each sale was considered 2 because it was a double CD back then.
Oh, for real?
Okay, that's interesting.
It counted like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Oh yeah, because they actually cost more too. When you bought a double disc, it costs. It didn't cost exactly like a single CD was like $12.99, $13.99. A double disc would be like $19.99.
I got you.
Thank you, Mama, for getting that for my birthday. By the way, that was great. She loves me. She knows what I'm into, man. Next on the list, I gotta go. Public Enemy. It Takes a Nation of Millions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Just I think Chuck D is a guy, and not to cut off anybody else from Public Enemy, but Chuck D is an MC who I think really does not get it acknowledged as much as he should. That dude just
He had
sounds.
a heavy voice, man. He had a strong voice.
It's like
man.
he's on a podium all the fucking time.
The rhythm, the rebel.
Dude, and it's just he moves you. He moves you, man. Like you believe him. Like yo, like that's a dude that you'll charge into battle with type shit.
That's dope.
It's crazy.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
I would love to have been in like those sessions back in the day.
Oh, those Public
because you
Enemy
got to
sessions?
imagine the energy that the energy they were giving. That's something that you can't just be in a booth by yourself. Like you need vibes, like to wake you up. Yeah, like the amp you up,
bro,
amp you
the
up for
Bomb
that,
Squad,
man.
that production team.
Was my top one of my
Dude,
top.
yeah, I know, bro. The Bomb Squad is definitely like even their methods of producing records. Like they will take the sample off of vinyl and like grind it on the floor just to give it a different sound, and then like sample the looping was crazy. That was so ahead of his time, bro. It really was, man.
Dope shit, man.
And I guess I got the final one, right?
Last but not least, yo.
Okay, I mean, technically, people... I'm doing this off of technicality because people may not consider this a sophomore album. Liquid Swords.
Oh, it is a sophomore album.
Yeah, but there's people who don't know about, Words from the Genius before that.
What was it called? Was it Words from the Genius or was it Cold? Wasn't it Cold Chillin'?
No, that was the record label.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the record label? I thought that was the album.
Or was it
Cold
Tommy
Chillin'.
Boy?
Cold chilling motherfuckers. Tommy Boy, RZA was
RZA.
Prince Rakeem.
Yeah.
Before
yeah.
Ri-
They-
I remember I seen a video of Jizza before Wu. And it was like in a bar, like type club
Trying to
setup.
be like some lovable.
Yeah, I was like,
ladies
yo,
man,
this is
yeah.
crazy.
He
Like,
didn't want to do that though. That was
I'm
just
sure.
on the
No,
label.
yeah, I'm
Like,
sure he wasn't with
yeah.
that.
And
Like,
it didn't work.
compared to
It didn't
where
work.
they went, like where they went off of that, like what they continue.
Oh
with.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you
They
know.
We
stuck-
love you, Rakeem.
Yeah,
That's
they
just
stuck-
it didn't work at
Yeah,
all, man.
but they stuck to their guns at the end of the day, man. But
That-
the thing is with Liquid Swords, man, just
That shit.
that album is like lyrically you can go back and still
Dissect,
decipher
yeah.
and discover something
Yeah.
new because Jizza.
See, that's my.
Jizz is my favorite Wu member to this day.
Yeah,
Just for the sake, and we spoke about that too, brother. Just for the sake that he's such a scientist on the microphone,
Yeah.
and the way his pronouncement of each words that you don't lose anything, but it still makes you rewind just to cover that. What's the art behind it? What's the symbology and meaning behind what he's saying?
I just
So,
posted
to
the
that-
other day. My son, he had my phone because I was listening to it on YouTube Music in my car, and he grabbed my phone, left it on the table, and he played it. And I'm in the kitchen because
Your
I was
son.
listening to it. Yeah, my 2-year-old. And I'm on a mission. That nigga say it's impossible. Like I was, and he started playing because he hit play, and I just started rapping it, and I didn't know my girl was recording. I was in the background in the kitchen, and he was on the table, and that song came on,
I take that as a.
and I was rapping it in the background because I was just singing it because he played it on the phone. And I'm like, I'm on a mission. That nigga say it's impossible. That
When I
nigga
swing my swords, the old
choppable, nigga.
The body drop. Oh,
And don't forget RZA's
That-
production on that. That
See,
is
and
oof, my
that
fucking
album
word.
right there, like I don't even consider that his sophomore, even though technically in reality it is.
Technically, yeah.
But I didn't because I would have put that down on one of mine, but that to me that's his intro album. Like that was the intro Wu Tang.
It's I got you. E. It's the same way how people feel about the Infamous. 'Cause
That
people
same shit.
People forget about
Juvenile Hell, yeah.
Yeah,
But
they
then
were
it's-
young.
But then again,
And that's me being a fucking hypocrite right there.
no, it's not, bro. You know why? Because it was the same feeling. The Infamous felt like a reintroduction.
Yep.
Like, okay, we know what we did wrong. Let's fix it. Now
get better.
we're gonna blow it up. Now we know what we're capable of. That is the same thing to
See,
me.
on that note, I'm gonna riddle off mine because the Infamous is on mine. And even
shit.
like I was saying, I'm being a
Salute.
hypocrite.
Salute.
I'm being a hypocrite.
That's why I told you it was tough, man. It was really tough
Yeah.
on this list, man. Because I'm like,
It's
I
hard.
gotta
call
cut
him the
this off.
kettle black.
Infamous. I've said it before. I ain't even gonna repeat it. That shit classic right
Classic.
there. That's on the line with Liquid Swords right there and Illmatic. Like
You can't
that's
skip a song, man.
that's where that album is categorized at.
Mm-hmm.
Next one, It Was Written. I had that one down.
Okay.
After this, might get a little crazy. Life After Death, Biggie, that double disc album.
Oh, hit.
Um,
Carlos.
Not
is
crazy
your
at
cue?
all.
I'll
no.
tell you right now, because anytime you mention Biggie around this nigga, he go right back to that
Yeah,
one line.
I see it.
One line that ruined Biggie's
I see
Biggie's image of this
twinkle in his eye.
nigga.
I see the twinkle in his
twinkle,
eye. He
right?
wants to
It's gonna
do it,
come
bro.
I mean, but Life After Death, man, that shit got so
That's a-
you know
it's dope.
that shit was and it was a double disc album.
Yeah.
It was
And-
over this, yeah.
And it has non-stop fucking bangers. There maybe, I think the one song with Lil Kim, maybe I skipped through that one. But other than that, that shit got mad fucking hits, man.
He fucked John Stark's wife and shit.
Oh, no, Anthony Mason.
Oh, Anthony Mason.
I got
That
a
was a
I got
story,
a
right?
tell.
Story to
I
tell.
got a
Story to tell. Story to
that was-
tell.
Anthony Mason or John Starks confirmed it.
Yeah, he confirmed it in an interview recently.
One
I mean,
of one of Biggie's illest songs, by the way. I've got a story to tell. I think that's one of my top 5 Biggie songs.
you got 10 crack commandments on
Premier.
that. That's 10 crack commandments on that album.
You know, I heard he was talking about butt crack.
Here we go.
Damn, this Figs.
Here we go.
Damn,
This
Yo,
nigga.
Figs is not gonna let that go.
Yeah. He's not even drinking too.
All right,
That's the
what's number
craziest
deuce?
thing,
What's
man.
number two?
Number 4. We got the Chronic 2001, Dr. Dre.
Great selection.
That album right there is fucking a
You got
gem.
4 already?
That's 4. It was written in Infamous with the first 2.
Okay.
You know,
So you just count double C.
I don't want to elaborate on it because we've spoken about them in the
Yeah,
past.
true.
You know why? You know, I mean, people. If you haven't checked those first 2 that I've said,
Oh yeah.
you fucking
When,
you
when
ain't
the
watching.
when the Chronic dropped, man, everybody in New York was bumping that.
Yo,
When the
that
Chronic dropped.
that one album that was like a G Unit album dropping.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
G Unit dropping after 50. You know, that was a compilation. The
It-
Chronic album was a compilation album because he had so many features on it.
Yeah.
But it was heavy production,
Yeah.
heavy fucking lyrics on it.
It was a phenomenon. Like, it was so awaited too. I remember how hyped it was.
Mm-hmm.
Which it was undeniable. Like, you didn't even have to hear a song. You had to buy it just because of the hypeness.
And Dre is a perfectionist, so you're
Yeah,
gonna know
yeah,
that
yeah.
every lyric and every note
It's
on every beat
critiqued and yeah.
is
And
perfect.
it sucks that we still waiting for that follow up.
Oh, yeah.
Too Short.
True.
Too Short said he dropped a verse on one of some Dre project, but it never came out. But in the session, he made him say a word like 85 times.
Biatch. He said,
What was Biatch?
it was Biatch. He said he made him say Biatch for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Some shit for mad long. He said, yo,
I mean,
he had to repeat the same. He was like, yo, he called me back just to say Biatch.
I mean, I'm not trying to spend the time, man, but hey, he did that with Eazy-E, right? Before NWA. Like, he just had him in the booth for like so long just to. I heard it was what? Like, because he couldn't rap. So it was like 2 bars, stop. Okay, you got to perfect this.
Oh.
Those 2 bars, you got to stop. You got to perfect the following
It
lines.
sounds like a headache to engineer, yo.
But
Straight
hey,
up.
that
reals?
that single, bro. That single, man, for Boys in the Hood.
Nah, yeah.
That's what propelled him. That's what got him the spark, man.
And finale, Hometown. Stone Crazy, baby.
I
I
was
had a-
waiting for that
Beat
one.
I had a
Nice.
feeling
I
you were
was
going with
waiting
that.
for
Super
that one, bro.
Supreme team from Queens.
I had a feeling you were
Brandon
gonna go
Perry
with
on
that.
that,
Sure.
man.
Ain't nothing, yo. I that's another one that I've dwelled on, and I had I had 2 other choices I could have put in there, but I was, you know what, I can't oversee the Beat Nuts. Something crazy.
I have a
album.
few wild cards, but I know I gotta wait till y'all because y'all might have it on the list. So.
I'm since Juan Carlos is usually Figs is usually the wild card. I'm gonna take it right now. So my first one, I'm gonna start off with Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
Good Kid, Mad City.
Mad City, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like, man, I didn't think
Man Down.
at that point I didn't think anybody was gonna take me back to like the '90s feel. And when he came with that, and of course his first one too,
Yeah.
it was fucking incredible. Going to my next one, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on this one, but we all got it. Nas, It Was Written. You know, I love when he came with the live nigga rap where he had the Mobb Deep on it. Oh my God, he's like putting my favorite flavors on my fucking ice cream, right? One thing I had to say though that I didn't like, and as Dominicans, I think we gotta say it. On affirmative action.
Oh,
Who was
God.
it? Who said it? Cormega? Yo, Cormega was like, I chill with niggas that hate Dominicans. Pops is still rich. I'm like, why? Why you gotta say that?
I chill with niggas that hit Dominican spots and steal bricks. Man, like robbing like some drug shit.
It's kind of a big up
He was-
though.
yeah, he
'cause
wasn't dissing.
Dominicans was bringing
I
it
thought he was
in.
dissing
That's what it was.
Dominicans.
That's what I thought at first. So you saying he's not this?
It's not, no, Colombians were bringing it in, Dominicans were distributing it.
Okay, so but
Because
it's
Dominican niggas is the ones
it's a
that
double standard
hold
because
it
it's
down.
like he's kind of bigging them
Out
up
here.
too. Like they were
I
moving
chill with
it.
niggas
Like,
that
yeah,
hit Dominican spots and steal bricks. Yeah.
hard ass
All
line.
all right,
though.
all right,
So
all right.
hard ass line.
I'm trying to
though.
figure it out still.
I still say it.
a
I
hard-ass
still
line.
say it. I say it when it comes on.
Yeah.
Like,
for
you
sure,
know,
for sure.
it
I still love it, but it's something that I was.
It was just
Let's think about it.
It hit a nerve. That shit hit a nerve.
Yeah, I'm like, but why?
He was painting more of a picture like, yo, like of the drug scene, like, yo, this is some real shit. Like, this is what's happening. You know, and a lot of spots were getting hit up.
Cormega was a street nigga.
Yeah.
That was a real street hustling nigga.
All right, so we got next up we got DMX, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
Flesh of my flesh.
Yo, he
creepy
did that.
Blood of my
He did that
blood.
one in 6 months. He did it in what? Less than 6 months.
Yeah,
He
because
dropped the other one.
he
Blah.
did it. Yeah, he started recording it in the summer after Darkest Endless Hot came out, and that dropped in December the same year, 98.
You gotta remember, he was rapping since like 87. So he had mad shit in his stash.
Yeah, but that's worth ethic right there to drop like 2 like #1 albums. I mean, I don't know if they were considered #1.
They wouldn't know. Yeah, they wouldn't know. He was the first artist ever to drop 2 #1 albums in the same year.
And also for both of them to go platinum too, right? The same. I mean, that doesn't matter. Like the skills is what
that shit had joints, man. That the
Manson shit was kind of crazy, right?
That was tough.
In a weird way, it was crazy.
Tough.
Yeah.
I think that was tough.
It worked.
Man.
It worked.
Yeah, it definitely
when I first
worked.
heard it, I was like, "What is this?" And then with the years, I'm like, he was trying to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Different is good. Different is good.
Well, look at the cover.
That was what Damien Part 2. That
was Damien too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that he carried on as a series in following albums. Like it was always like him being.
It died
talented.
though.
No, he stopped after, and then there was X. He did that one after, and then after that he didn't do it no more.
Damien died.
Yeah, because I think all those were dope, by the way. Like,
like
him being tempted and being
The
like, I think
first
that's an
one,
incredible idea.
And he said, the new joint he's dropping, he said, somebody asked him, "You gonna do another one?" And he said, "Nah," because that part of him, he's trying to lay to rest.
I respect that.
One of my favorite songs on that album, and I think it's one of I want to say I mention it because it's not a song that probably everybody knows about. That is one of my favorite songs of DMX overall. Is with Mary J. Blige. Don't know where I'm coming from.
If I don't
Where
know
would
where
I
I'm
go?
coming from.
That's some shit, yo. That you feel that shit.
The beat.
You feel that shit deep, man. That beat, that was production and lyric wise, man. And Mary J. Blige on that shit. That shit is a deep song. That's one thing DMX is known for.
I haven't heard that album in quite some time, to be honest.
I try to refresh every now and then.
Those are my junior high school days right there. When I dropped.
To be honest, when I saw that cover, I was like, "Dang, that's some devil shit."
Yeah, no, and that's
I
what it
don't know
comes
if I can
off
fuck
at.
with this.
I mean, look at the first album. It's Dog and Hell is Hot, and then Flesh, like just them titles, like this nigga,
And the eye poppers, right? You see, like, what is he must be dealing with some shit. But all right, number 4, we got Eminem, the Marshall
Mathers. I had to scratch that off. I was so close to putting it on my list.
That shit was big when it came out, man.
Yeah.
Stan, right? The Way I Am.
Dope.
Criminal. All of them shits.
Criminal.
All those songs.
Kill you. How do you open up?
I'ma kill you.
Like that? Oh my word.
And the skits on it was classic.
Yeah. The skits made me laugh.
The skits on it was classic. I mean, that's classic Eminem shit.
You know why Dre sells records? Because he talks about 40s blunts and bitches. You talk about homosexuals and Vikings. I can't sell this shit. And he just slammed in the
classic
desk.
Shit, man.
Yo, that shit was hilarious.
I mean, I said it before. I've said it, I feel like I'm fucking a broken record already today. But I've said that with M. Like, M's first, even up to his 4th album, the Encore album. From there, it started going elsewhere. But he had a certain...
You can say it went downhill. You can say it.
No, but after that, those first or 4 albums were, they had like a certain similarity to them. From the Slim Shady LP, the first one, to
he stopped taking drugs too and pills.
Yeah.
After a while.
A lot of people argue too, like those first 3-4 albums, that they deserved 5 mics. Like when the source was actually still like relevant to the news we looked for, like what's popping in hip hop. A lot of people argue. Yeah, but we don't have to get into that. But a lot of people argued, and I do see it. Yeah, some of those M albums probably did deserve 5 mics. Yeah. Probably did, man.
All right, let's go with my last one. And it's
Icing
the
on the cake, baby.
The Fugees, the score.
Score is beautiful.
I had to scratch that off,
too. That's a masterpiece.
I had to scratch that off,
I feel like when I think about that, I think about like Illmatic type of shit. Like, it was amazing.
See, that falls under the category of fucking Infamous and...
Yeah. Liquid Swords.
And Liquid Swords. Fugees, nobody knew about Fugees' first album.
I had the album.
The first one.
Yeah.
That was the first album. I was like one of the 12 people that bought it.
Damn.
Yeah, me and Reels.
Oh, is that why he says that rhyme? Referencing back to that, to like the first.
Yeah.
I wear my sunglasses at home. That's what he said.
Figs, let's hear what you
Pick
got.
up your microphone.
Change, baby.
Another one that falls in that category. You sent me that Marshall Mathers, but I'm gonna go with Slim Shady because he had an album before that.
Whoa.
You're right.
Infinite, right?
You're right.
Yeah. Yo, this is getting interesting.
So,
Dude, it was a hard list, man. I'm telling you, I had to really do my homework.
Technically, people consider Marshall Mathers his second sophomore. But
Yeah.
Major label release.
Major label release, yeah.
But that was on a label too. It was like some
It was an underground
label from his hometown and shit. But Slim Shady was crazy. That shit changed the game.
For real.
Slim Shady was.
It was. I never heard anything like it.
Nah, nobody. Even G-Rap when he heard it, he was like, "What the fuck?" And to make G-Rap say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's an accomplishment. I don't give a fuck, man.
That was like, Necro was out at that time too.
But Necro was more
But
like
Necro-
gory, bloody, like sex shit. Like that was weird shit.
But it was
hard.
sort of like that, like in a way, like the shit that Eminem was rapping about on his first album was outlandish shit, like out of this world shit that you wouldn't expect a regular rapper MC to rap about. But it's just that he put it so well together, to where it grabbed everybody.
Yeah, like you didn't skip one joint because it was like a movie. You watching some funny shit. Like
the song "Guilty Conscience."
Wow, yeah.
Incredible.
What brought it to life though? What brought it to life was the video. Because you can't. That's not a song that I could really listen to. But when you watch it in the video, the video format, it's a fucking movie.
Yeah,
like, it's ill.
And I just love the concept.
That shit was
of it.
sick.
The concept, his concept.
That shit brought that shit to life.
And what was dope too, there's actually, I believe, 3 different versions of that song. Because there's the video version, and it's the same beat. It's just the configuration is differently, especially like with choruses and stuff.
Yeah.
Then there's the album version, and then I believe there was a radio version.
There's these voices.
Yeah,
these voices.
Yeah.
These voices.
The video. And in the video, you have like that Twilight Zone guy kind of narrating in between.
I was
And
saying
then the album version,
it
was
man.
the same guy that was narrating, but the music was cut off.
I like Role Model. And that
Yeah,
shit.
Role Model.
was tough.
Don't you want to be
beat,
just like me?
That beat is fucking nuts.
I had sex when women had HIV. You know that niggas was talking.
I'm saying the shit that nigga was saying was like outlandish shit that niggas wouldn't even think of saying. Like, niggas would be scared to say that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, they'll feel like, I don't want to be
Well, his
judged.
first
In that day and
He
time,
didn't give a
They
fuck.
said that he sounded like AZ and Nas. That he was on some like lyrical, like conscious shit, and then he got fed up. And he was like, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, he just let loose. He said, fuck it. He let it out.
He let it out for sure. Yo, that was number 1. Number 2. I wanna get high.
Oh man,
Black Sunday.
Oh,
Cypress Hill.
dude, I had to cut that off of mine too. It was hard, bro.
Dr. Green.
You know what's crazy? If I may interject, Black Sunday's not my favorite Cypress album. However, I think it's their most important.
It is.
If I can give them that,
I
would
think
say
it
it's the most important.
catapulted their stardom and shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's why you say this is the most important because it brought him to the front line.
That and also that, dude, they were bringing in like hardcore rock fans at their shows, and them and the hip hop guys got together and were moshing and Muggs is one of my favorite producers of all time. Like, he just changes his sound every album. He just finds a way to do it, to renovate himself. I think every Cypress album that I've heard, it's always a different theme as far as sounds go, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Temples of Boom's my favorite Cypress album, but I had to say it again, Black Sunday is their most important.
Is the most important.
Yeah.
We got recognition. Yo, so let's take it to the Bomb Squad.
Oof.
Ice Cube, Death Certificate.
I had to cut that off too.
West Coast.
West Coast.
Let's go, West Coast.
That's when they had no Vaseline. He had no Vaseline on that shit.
One of the greatest diss records of all time.
Shit was crazy.
That's one.
When
I think.
first heard
I think
it,
that's like number 1 though. This record is arguably number 1. I mean,
It's straight
Straight
up.
was dope.
It's a straight up track.
Yeah.
A straight up diss track. Like, he's
No
he
holds
was-
barred.
yeah,
Definitely
like-
no holds barred.
he
man.
was
We-
going
you
at
know,
his form,
subliminal.
like his form and cruel. And he
Yeah.
went so hard. I'm like, damn, yo.
No Vaseline. Seen about Selena, yo.
Sin Vaselina.
Wow. What was that, number 3?
Sin Marcelina, Soba con Bengay. Oof.
Damn. That shit sounds like it burns, nigga.
Exactly. Let that shit hurt.
Yo.
Hit him with the 4. Hit him with
Four,
the
number 4.
knocking at your door. Number 4.
I'm gonna go with Common Resurrection.
Interesting choice.
Common,
Interesting
that's
choice.
when he had the I Used to Love Her. Then he got into beef with Ice Cube. Boom. Wow.
Oh shit.
At that and
Over
that album.
over that track, right?
I
He
Used
was
to
talking
Love Her.
about hip hop.
He's talking about hip hop.
He said he mentioned something about
West.
What was that? The bar that got them hot.
It was son, it was all good, but I didn't like when she fucked with them boys in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's what it
which
was.
Common in his defense said I didn't mean that. He was just talking about like hip
Generic,
hop.
general hood.
Yeah, like hip hop, just talking about street stuff, and like that was glorified so much more at that time. So I believe him, to be honest. I really do.
I mean,
but-
that song that was an ill song though.
No,
because he's
incredible,
talking about like
classic.
hip hop, like
She's
hip
a
hop
woman.
is a shorty,
As a woman, yeah.
and that's how he portrayed it.
That whole album was dope too.
I gotta look back at that one.
Listen to
Fix.
the album because
Yeah.
at that point
It's been a while, man.
You know, he was trying to prove. He was trying to show and prove. Like, yo, I could spit with the big dogs, and you know what I mean. You listen to that shit.
That beef too propelled him. You know where he had to go.
Yeah, nationwide.
The bitch in you. That was the name of the song, right? Yeah, the
Oh,
bitch in you.
that
Yeah.
was-
Bitch in you.
That was the name of the song.
I see the bitch.
Yeah,
That was
hard,
incredible.
man.
I see the bitch in you. Yo, so that's number 4.
Number 5.
Number 5, I'm gonna have to go with Tropical Quest, man. Low End Theory.
Oh damn.
I'm gonna have to go with that, man. Scenarios in that shit.
I had to scratch that one off too,
Yeah,
man.
you
I was,
scratched it
I,
off. You scratched it
dude,
off.
no, dude, it was
This
just
nigga
like,
had
damn.
30 albums.
Yo,
Dude,
man.
I had to
Hey,
I had to
scratch
narrow it
it
down to
off.
10, and then I'm like, oh fuck,
I was worried you're gonna put a maniac on us. You heard?
nah,
fucking
never,
Right on.
never that, brother, never that, man. Love you, Maniac, but nah, never that, man.
I think one, you know, that shit it's hard to select, man, because you know all these artists that we mentioned, they got phenomenal albums, and there's a few that we didn't mention that we've listened to and that we love, and you know it's just hard to fit in, you know, like Maniac said, top 5, you know, that shit.
He said you can't even do top 5 anymore. He's my top 5.
Here's my top 20.
Yeah, but hold up. That right there is a top 5. Yes, sir.
5 for your mind.
Damn, and on all that
Shit.
lyrical talk, man, I think it's time for us to show and prove. What's up, brother?
Show and prove time. All
What
right,
you
trying-
got?
go
What you got for
one
the people?
type
They want to
shit?
hear the
Yo.
bars.
Yo, check this.
They want to feel you, kid.
Yo, calm like a bomb, spirited performance like Rivera closing. Urban swordsman, urban turbans that treat verses like sermons. Porches of martyrdom, pen is a paintbrush. Focus that can twist spoons, there is none. Perspective like Rosa Salazar undone. Oddball, the underdog offspring on one. Inner universe explorer, activate thoughts like afterburners. Even death gotta respect purpose. Spit it like Jedi quotes from Force Ghosts to set the mode. Enemies up ahead like Star Fox's rock and roll. Flex laser scats like Boba Fett's. Who next? I'm a reason and threat. You jet like the former number 7 Met. Combat fear till fear is dead. Words to skillet in the rest. Mad respect. Mosh pit riffs until we spit. Close his eyelids and fuck your whole shit up. Corona Queens, we coming through. Disrupting your whole shit, kid.
Yo, big up, big up.
Fire,
Yo,
nigga.
you mentioned Salazar, the bitch that killed Selena?
No, Rosa Salazar.
Oh.
Rosa Salazar.
Yolanda Salazar.
Nah. Rosa Salazar is from a show called Undone.
Undone, yeah.
Yeah, it deals with like existential philosophy, and it's really bugged out. It's very visually bugged out. So
It's cool though. Every bar, you know, you have to listen to it. You really gotta listen to your bars.
oh, thank you, brother.
To
Thank
get
you.
into it. It's talent, man.
Thank you.
There's a
thank
lost art, man, and you know we have read some shit. We seen Jim Jones talk about that shit. That is all about numbers now. It's not about talent, yo.
you. Yeah. That's not even a conspiracy, because there's people who try to have that tenable argument that, because you old heads. That's the defense mechanism now. You old heads. Nah. There's such things called stream farms that exist. There's such things
Like-
as
Yeah,
labels.
like animal farms, like
No,
like slaughterhouses.
nah, y'all never heard of stream farms? For
Now
real?
for sure, where you got like 1,000 laptops and like, boop,
Yeah,
boop,
yeah.
boop, boop, boop.
Look, phones all lined up. It looks like fucking capsules locked in those in the Matrix type shit, and they just replay your song over and over and over again, and labels pay for that. So
What?
those are like in a way empty statistics. That exists.
No,
man.
it is inflating numbers.
Inflating numbers. Yeah,
That shit
you said it
is-
better than I did.
Hey, what do you think
is-
with that whole shit?
One, obviously, that's some shit that doesn't show somebody's true worth, somebody's true value. That shit is out there. Like, it's crazy. Like, we see advertisements for that shit. Buy likes or buy views and all that shit. Like, that's something that it doesn't really show the artist's talent. Their real worth. You know, that's something that
There's no reward. There's no reward.
There's no, and it's hard for the
no
public. It's hard to get. You know, the hardest part is getting it in enough people's eyes to that that are gonna attract to it. And that's the beauty of the internet, as opposed to like back then where you needed a label and all that.
But peep this though, it's a good point. But look at these apps and the algorithms. They're forcing people to do shit like that because whatever you post is not getting to everybody that even follow you. So you have 10,000 followers, maybe 1,000 are reaching through the algorithm at a given time. So
It's
people,
crazy,
That
bro.
sounds like the
the
right
math,
ratio.
the math. You know, and that's the way in the business world everything works. Knowing from being in a corporate company, everything is about numbers. Everything is numbers, and being judged by numbers. That's what society is gonna judge you on. That's what that's what's gonna give your influence to other people. Like, people gonna see, oh, this motherfucker got 10,000 followers.
yo,
He gotta be
Why are they
but in
following
reality,
him? And
yeah,
then
and
it's-
you
yeah,
look
I
at
wanna
it,
check
and
it.
it's like, all right.
I think anybody's job and everybody's job kind of like depends on numbers. You know, you're a cop. How many niggas you call?
Oh, how many quotas you gotta fulfill?
if you're like a plumber, like how many, how much shit have you done? Like, I think it revolves around anything, everything.
I think just the nature of talent and grinding and hustling. I think that will eventually get you where you want to be. At least in a small in your own satisfactory level. It'll get you where you want to be in that. There's fucking there's the artist Little D, this young kid that he's I think 16, 17. I just started I caught up on him last summer, and this is a young buck, bro. I'm talking about like this nigga's like 16, 17. But you listen to him, like the way he's rhyming and shit, like I hit him up and I sent him a message. I'm like, yo, I love to see that there's still hope out there. I told a nigga straight up. I'm like, yo, you check that nigga out, Lil D. The name sounds, you don't work on that name, brother. When you grow up, you still a young buck.
Sounds like Little
The name will
Lil
sound
D's
like
nuts.
everything other gimmick, but you listen to this kid, man. This nigga works, bro. And you see this nigga posts up freestyle videos, rhyme all the time. And he's a kid from Coney Island, a young dude, man.
Oh, another Coney Island cat.
But he's this nigga, he's not following the gimmicks. He doesn't give a fuck about the gimmick, and he studies the game. You could tell he's a dude that's going back. This nigga's. He's listening. He's talk. He talks about shit that was before he was probably born. But you could tell he's a fan, and he's a real fucking.
He's like a student of the.
He's a real student of the game.
a true MC.
Like, he goes back and he talks
he-
about shit that that shit that we relate to. Like, and
his
it's
album,
good to know
yo.
that these niggas that got that. We still got hope. We still got hope out here,
I mean, I
keeping the game alive.
I like, especially, there's pros and cons in this day and age. With YouTube and what the streaming platforms are like, there's pros and cons to it. But I agree with you, there's a glimmer of hope that there is still, I don't want to label it as far as like what it constrains by time, but a true school artist that they're willing to study the forefathers, yet try to break the barriers, take it to another level.
I like
That's
that.
what I'm for. Like,
True school. I like that. Right
yeah,
there.
to me, that's what I would call it.
You got more leaders. You got more followers than leaders.
Yeah.
And that's why our genre is going, it's going in the direction that it's going, because everybody's following what they think is dope, because there's more followers than leaders.
Our genre still has a lot of things we gotta fix, man. Like, as far as like this thing, none of us started, but we have to change the general outlook of calling somebody, oh, he's too old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
ageism.
saying?
Ageism
Yeah,
in
the age
hip-hop.
part of it. Like, come on, we look at there's certain rock and punk dudes that I look up to that are killing it still, and we salute those guys. So I think there's something we have to change as far as in the passing of the torch.
You don't
how we
Yeah,
teach
we said it before.
and,
When Chetty was here, we talked about ageism,
Mm-hmm.
and like he said, he was like, nobody's gonna go and tell Nas that they can't rhyme anymore because they're too old. Nobody's
Hell
gonna tell
fucking
Jay-Z.
hell no.
They
See, don't
can't
get
rhyme
me
anymore,
wrong. Like
you know?
Hell no.
we do it all the time. Like you play any beat, you know, niggas we'll jump on it fucking around, and we'll ride to and play with it. Like this nigga on Carlos especially, this nigga will jump and float on anything.
And then,
I seen it.
jump on the
On
heartbeat.
anything, and you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, don't get me wrong, nigga. If you want to do a track, a certain kind of track, we're gonna fuck with it. We're gonna play with it. But that doesn't mean that's what we're gonna go with. Like, we're not with the gimmicks. We're not with the gimmicks. We're not with following what everybody else is doing. If the shit, if it calls for it at the moment, yo, fuck it. Let's do a track. Let's see how it sounds. You never know. Shit might come out ill.
Spur of the moment, living at the
But
moment. You know what I mean? Reflecting.
I'm not. I'm not gonna glue myself to try to fucking
Oh,
please
no,
please
yeah,
the
yeah,
masses
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what everybody else is looking out for. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
But we got Jim Jones talking about it. He's inside. He's in the game,
Mhm.
and he's 45, and he's up there. But he's still relevant. He's been able to be relevant all these years. You know what I'm saying? But he plays.
And he's gotten, and that's a nigga that's gotten better.
He's
like,
gotten
He's
better.
gotten
He's
better
gotten
with
better.
time. Like
He's
as
gotten
far
better
as
with
his
time.
art,
Yeah.
he got better with like.
Yeah,
but-
he
with
was
the
on one
time.
of Conway's albums.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
featured on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about albums, what's your album of the week, bro?
Shit, damn, boom, bang, bing, bang, boom. Came and
I want to
went.
slide it in
Yeah,
there.
it gotta be a
At one point.
sophomore.
I mean, it got to be a sophomore album.
Ooh,
I mean,
okay.
and we all picked some of our fucking favorites, man. And it was hard for me to actually like narrow it down. But I mean, outside of mine, one that I'll go to, and none of us had it on this list, which is the Ill album, and you know, it relates to Punt. Jealous One's Envy.
Fat Joe.
Not Jealous One's still envy.
Nah,
Jealous One's envy
Fat
because
Joe.
that was where Big Pun debuted it.
But hold up, we're getting some
The
resistance.
Hidden Hand.
We're getting some
Huh?
resistance.
The
from
Hidden Hand.
Hidden Hand.
No, Hidden Hand is on Terror Squad album.
No. Hidden Hand is on. No, you're right. But which one's the one that that he's on? And there's another dude from Digging in the Crates on it.
Diamond D.
Diamond D's on the track with Fat Joe.
Keith
Is
Nut.
Big Pun.
And Armageddon.
No, Armageddon's not on the track. The one that he always says that Fat Joe always says that he heard that rhyme. He heard Pun say that rhyme
Man, he
outside the
studio.
bodega. Took the moon out the sky and blew the sun away. That but that album, you listen to that album, that's a sophomore album right there that a lot of niggas don't go back and listen to because everybody thinks, you know, Don Cartagena. That was
my
right
favorite.
before Don Cartagena.
That was the second.
my
But you listen to Jealous One's Envy, that shit is a hardcore hip hop album right there.
I'll admit.
And that's one that I always go back. I got that shit. I got the CD. I think one of these days I'm gonna bust out. I'm gonna bring out my CD book
Yo,
and
just
just
blow
bust
I
it
would
out.
like to
man.
see it.
Roll
I
the
would like
dust
to
off
see
of
it.
And let niggas know.
Finding a CD player is the hard part.
I got nigga. Everybody car got
Dude,
one.
I carry one.
At least mine got one.
I carry a Walkman to this day.
I got a new. I mean, I got
Yeah,
update
deadass.
Maxima. They
I
all
still-
got
I
them.
still cop CDs, brother.
It's not the big old 6 CD changer
Watch Out,
they
the
got.
song is Watch Out.
Watch out.
And Armageddon Keith Nut are featuring as well.
Mm.
Well,
I knew it. I knew
My man
it.
Figs with the clarification.
Diamond D produced it. That's what he produced. It.
Yeah.
Great.
well, that's the album of the week right there. Jealous
Salute.
One's Envy, Fat
Alright.
Joe.
Salute.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's a dope album. I had it on my top 5 sophomore joints.
That's a ill one, man.
Yeah, that was dope. But it didn't make the list. But yo, man, on that note, man, listen to that shit. We got Paranormal. Yo, Para the Phantom Assassin.
Salute, man.
Which he's thinking about changing the name from Paranormal to Drake's #1 fan.
Ooh.
Yo, we can cut that off right there, B. Nah.
Damn.
No disrespect, nah, son.
Yo, but
Currently looking for another stage name, but yeah.
new project drop coming soon.
I'm gonna try to aim for the fall, man. I honestly, you know what? For the first time, I'm actually announcing it publicly. Name of the new album's called "When Art Becomes Ugly," man. Being worked on.
Wow,
Yeah.
Dope.
that's dope. That's dope, man.
Thank you.
And you catch us on somewhere at the Wizard Factory Part 2.
Part 2 in the works.
In the works. Shout out to Paul, Verbal Lexapro, and Matt Credo. They're putting that together.
Yeah.
We got an Advocates feature on the way on that one. On that project.
Yes, sir.
Got that heat for days.
For real. And on that note, yo, thanks for watching it. Catch y'all next week.
Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Subjected himself to days of torment, zone out dim lights, his own silence escorts him through a partial exodus. Clouded with thoughts of anger, endless evenings, the days start to grow stranger. Drunk and worthless, amongst others you're introverted, laughter around him is a circus. Drifting further away from the norm, ignore reform, a party in this perfect storm. Embrace the seat, decline of imaginary feats, exert the pain and squeeze. Composition books bleed, troubled by the past and mocking voices that stare. Everyone else had their laughing shares. Forgive me, I can't help to describe. Bleeding rainbows in the sky, will crack a smile at times. The ease of the minds is still empty in his eyes, is empty in his eyes, is empty in his eyes. We lost ourselves again. We never lived up to the promise, and we lost ourselves again. We never lived up to the promise, and we lost ourselves again. We never lived up to the promise, only to fall again. Broken. No relief in sight, but that certified omen. Who dares to notice the marks of that razor blade burden? Tainted windows to the Oculus. A doctor distorted second nature, longing for a savior. It remains silent like that grave that awaits us. Disintegration into isolation. My own stranger, blessed is she who finds the good in me, leaving something behind that shines eternally. Confined in reverie, like shards of a shrine from something that was meant to be, only to be disregarded cause it had beliefs. The words failed me, stuck in the haze of isolation, limbo in the twilight between paradise and damnation. Where do I begin? Pardon me, gets pleasure from sin. May God forgive me, detach myself from loving within, waiting for a sign only to fall again, to remain haunted by something with no definition, with no definition, with no definition. Let the fire rise, fueled by life, alive, procedures to deny life, hope in the unborn dies, diminish expectations, lost in the translation of existence, and the reflection is my only witness. It's a craze, yet to crave, wallow in my shade, ponder, only to wander in a somber hallway, with portraits of grave incidents I indolent to ignore, dusty decor, the settings of my own mischief, a comfortably numb, a loss for love, no equilibrium, lacking patience so I didn't push far enough, a constant fuck up, lost in the haze of isolation, mocked by pretty faces. When you don't ask to be the strangers, where were my angels to grant me grace? Face sunken in my hands, wishing it was someone else that understands. Wishing there was someone else who understands. No one 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 understands.
If you could shed these walls for me, if you could set me right and take away my greed, if you could shed these walls for me, yeah.
Kimberly Pace and rest in peace.